The Sixers won 3 straight and all is good in the world. For now though, tee up. The champs are coming to our city on Wednesday. As always, this starts with the offensive playbook. You know me, bruh. Let's talk about it.
Tobias Harris takes the handoff from Ben and the Sixers form their double screens look. The premise is simple. Get your ball handler downhill into space so he can hit his spot. And he does exactly that. Come on, dog. That's way too much space for a 50% mid-range shooter. Seth Curry takes the handoff from Ben and now it's time to turn the corner around the Embiid screen. And at this point, he's not even thinking about DeLon Wright who's got to get around the Embiid screen. He's just looking to hit his spot. He observes how far off of the screen the closest defenders are and he comfortably hits his spot. And variations of these double screens are keeping defenses honest. This stick figure represents Seth Curry setting an off-ball screen. Wayne Ellington, the defender where the yellow arrow is, has seen this before. He thinks Danny Green is coming around the Seth Curry screen and then the Embiid screen. So he goes around the Seth Curry screen anticipating that action. Come on, son. Where's your man at? Danny Green went backdoor and caught the defense guessing. That's great instincts and team chemistry there. Danny Green just couldn't finish. Dwight dribbles towards the wing, which initiates the action. The defense may think Matisse is getting the handoff and getting downhill, but Dwight turns this into a 2-man game. Now, a 5-on-5 becomes a 2-on-2, and when Shake Milton draws help defense, he kicks it to Korkmaz, who's got the green light. Shake gets 2 screens near the top of the key to give him a head start to get downhill. DeLon Wright's trailing him the entire time, so when he catches the ball, he stops on a dime and cuts it uphill. And then when the defensive attention shifts to Shake, he drops it in a basket for a cutting Dwight. Late in the fourth, the Sixers need an insurance bucket. What do? They set Seth a screen at the start of his route. Curry loses his defender because of it. Now it's time to get around the Embiid screen. And again, the ball handler isn't worrying about the on-ball defender. It's just about hitting a spot at this point. Curry missed it, but you want that shot 110% of the time. Outside of design plays, the 2-man game continues to be a huge, reliable source of offense for Philly. You're simplifying a 5-on-5 game down into a 2-on-2 game. And because the spacing is excellent, everyone's manned up. So this becomes a game of twos. Who wants a bucket more? Who wants a stop more? And largely because of the 2-man game, Philly ranks 7th in the NBA for total team drives through 17 games compared to 27th last year. Everyone's manned up here, so Curry just has to clear the Embiid screen and he's in space. Not only is Philly driving more, but through 17 games they rank 9th in the NBA for team pull-up J's compared to 27th last year. So the screen works to perfection and Curry gets 2. Philly's pick and roll frequency is way up and you should understand why by now. Get your playmakers into space and let nature run its course. And the philosophy of the coaching staff is for the screeners to draw legal contact on the screens. This way, the on-ball defender is pulled off of the ball handler's path and he can comfortably hit his spot.
Much like the 2-game series against Boston, Philly didn't have to reach too far deep into their playbook. Their offense is simple this year. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands in space and let nature run its course.
Mason Plumlee, brother, tonight you go one-on-one with the Undertaker. Look at all the space Joe has. Come on, that's dog food. When Ben makes his decision to get downhill, he has nothing but space in front of him. So then he can just do Jeremy Grant the worst way. Look at the floor spacing here. You've got a tight man-to-man 3-on-3 matchup at the top of the key. So then Ben Simmons can just exploit the mismatch with a 5-inch height differential. This is the money look that Joe's gotten from the post the entire season. 3 around the perimeter, 1 in the dunker, and a whole bunch of space to bully Mason Plumlee. Get him gone! There's no one under the basket, not a center, nobody. Go to work, Tobias! There's too many defenders near Joe, so Tobias takes his defender out of the play. This brings us to the money look. 3 around the perimeter is great, but I'll tell you what's even better. No one's worried about Mason Plumlee. Joe can get a bucket in the post with his eyes closed. It's the help defense you gotta look out for. Except here, Detroit is completely weakened and neutralized because Joe has eyes on the only defenders near him. So Joe just works on his man. Weight room, Mason Plumlee, you're too little! Mason Plumlee, brother, you get to go one-on-one with the Undertaker. And notice, Detroit can't double that. Down bad. Ultimately, this space is why teams gotta foul the hell out of Philly. Detroit fouled the Sixers a season high 28 times. Boston fouled them 29 times, a season high the other day. That's a plus 33 free throw differential in those two games combined. Because when you get Joe or Ben or Tobias in a one-on-one, a lot of dudes are gonna get exposed. It's oftentimes a foul or a bucket. Look, Ben has nothing but, say it with me, space in front of him. So he's got options, but you know Ben, he went with the most difficult one, a skyhook, but he made it. What? Money look, let's talk about it. 3 Sixers opposite to Joe takes these 3 Detroit defenders out of the play. And he's got eyes on the only defender that could play help, so the Undertaker just does what he does best. Bodies people. The spacing and shooting gravity is just off the charts. Look, both Detroit defenders on the wings left their assignments to double Curry with the ball 3 feet beyond the arc. So he's got 2 different open passes to make. Tobias, quick draw bucket, yes sir! Joe dribbles away from a double team and makes a really strong cross-court pass. In an ideal world, this is a bucket, but Detroit recovered well on defense.
Games like these exemplify how impactful Ben Simmons is. He was everywhere. And the reason why I don't waste too much energy conversing with his detractors is because after games like this, you can't find them. I don't know where they go. They're quiet. He's not above the criticism, and Ben deserves it sometimes. But if you're preying on his downfall and nitpicking little things to be mad about, it's miserable. It's not a good look. It's like this. If you went public with a bad Ben Simmons take, the least you could do is own up to it, not hide. You already embarrassed yourself enough. You could say a lot of things about me, but the one thing you can never say is that I went public with a bad basketball take about Ben Simmons.
20 points? Yup. 10 to 12 at the line? Oh my god, weight room! 9 rebounds, 7 assists? Yup. Ben draws the double getting downhill here, so when DeLon Wright recovers in the corner, he's at a disadvantage. Ben gets the live rebound and starts pushing pace. Check rock! Open 3 for Tobias. Yes, sir. Not this dude again. He's getting downhill in transition. Form a wall, guys. Form a wall. And even with a wall there, Wayne Ellington's got to keep a foot in the paint just in case Ben gets to the rack. Well, guess what? All the defensive attention on Ben gets a wide open 3-point shot for his teammate. Your takes are getting lazy, people. Ben sees the defense sagging a little too much on the inbounds pass and makes a beautiful cross-court pass. Oh, and Ben is second in the NBA for assisted 3-pointers made, so take that for what you want. Ben makes a great pass to the corner, but watch what happens after it. Detroit gets out in transition and keep eyes on 2-5. Do you see this guy? That looked like Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. Ben's getting downhill, but watch the chemistry between Joe and 2-5. Joe sees Detroit doubling Ben, so he pops to the 3-point line, and Joe gets a wide open look because of the double team on Ben.
I mean, everyone sees this now, but we have the privilege of watching greatness night in and night out with Joel Embiid. He's been unbelievable this season, and we've gotten to see some of that old school big man domination out of him.
There's only 4 players in the league right now with at least 300 points, 15 steals, and 15 blocks. This dude is one of them.
Seth Curry deserves all the praise in the world too, because he's giving the Sixers unmatched value and efficiency for less than $8 million.
He's shooting 64% from distance on catch and shoot threes and 67% on driving shots.
The second unit didn't look good early, but give them credit. They came into the game with a 6-point lead in the third quarter and held the lead for when the starters came back in with 7 minutes left in the fourth. That's where games are won.
Shake Milton is such a hooper. Look at him. He's out there doing his thing. You could read his face. It's no effort for him. Among bench players, he's 6th in total points, 6th in total steals, and 3rd in free throws attempted. He's also just one of 3 players with, put him on skates! 200 plus points and 15 or more steals in under 400 minutes played.
Real briefly, let's look at the defense because the brand was strong.
Great instincts by Maxey here. Cookies. He's tied for 5th among rookies for total steals. Ben had a great game defensively too. 3 steals, 1 block, and 4 deflections. DeLon Wright I welcome you to Simmons State Penitentiary. But come on, Danny, you're selfish for this. You weren't diving on the ground stealing balls. You gotta give it to Ben. Cookies, cookies, cookies. Good steal, Curry. There were a few other great defensive possessions, but the PNR defense still needs some work. You'll notice that because Philadelphia stations their centers so far back, the on-ball defenders are just left on an island. Come on, I trust what the coaches are doing. It's just that good, screen-heavy teams like Miami and Boston will exploit this. And there were a few other times where Detroit got buckets this way, but for time's sake, you get the purpose. I did like seeing Philly try to hedge some screens though. This just means that the center, Dwight, on the play just steps up and blocks the ball handler's path until the on-ball defender can recover. Then they switch back. Tobias got caught in traffic, but I like the willingness to adjust.
Look, fam, that's it for me. I appreciate you hanging out with me. As always, I'll see you when I see you. I hope it's on Monday for episode 2 of examining Ben Simmons' game in the playoffs. You don't want to miss it, but if not, hit me up with a sub, comment below, holler at me on Twitter. Do whatever you gotta do. Most importantly, man, stay solid. Stay solid, baby. I'm off this.